lover. What do you want for dinner?
Okay, so here we are, quarantine day 8. Um, Slow day, and not a particularly easy day. Let's start with a quote by Tolkien. I saw this maybe at the beginning of quarantine, floating around the face space somewhere, and here it goes. I have claimed that escape is one of the many functions of fairy stories. And since I do not disapprove of them, it is plain that I do not accept the tone of scorn or pity with which escape is so often used. Why should a man be scorned if, finding himself in prison, he tries to get out and go home? Or, if he cannot do so, he thinks and talks about other topics than jailers and prison walls. I saw this quote at the beginning of quarantine and I thought, that's a good perspective. I mean, you just have to keep your mind on other things and everything should work itself out. And I think there is a time and a place for escape, especially when you can't. But it can't be the only thing that you do. You can't pretend that it's not real and just make believe. Because I think if you do that, you don't confront what you're really going through. And when you do that, I think you start hiding from your thoughts, from your emotions, and then you hide some more, and you hide some more, and slowly over time you start being scared of quiet or stillness, because when you're quiet or still, then those thoughts that are buried underneath that escape start creeping back in. And maybe when I first started doing these videos, I was just trying to process what was going through my mind. But I think over time, what happened was I started to use them as a way to escape. And a lot of good came from them. I think, really, honestly, the last week of my life has been some of the most creative stuff I've ever done. I've created quarantine cribs, Scruffy McMustache, love stuff with Scruff. I've interviewed friends, I've talked with people, I played online games, regular games, phone games, I've exercised, I've learned how to make cocktails in quarantine. But I haven't really talked a lot about what I'm thinking or feeling during this time period. And I don't know, really. I'd like to be able to do other things than play games or exercise on the floor or order takeout. I'd like to walk outside. I'd like to take a bike ride. I'd like to go on the roof of my building and have a beer. I'd like to see other people. Not that I don't love seeing Katrina. And I know I could be very productive during this time, but I haven't really been. Um, I think in a lot of ways, this reminds me of when I used to work online. And it reminds me why I wanted to stop working online because I felt that living behind a desk was slowly killing me. Um, Maybe I'm remembering that, and maybe today was just hard. And it's important to escape when we're stuck inside like this, but it's also important to acknowledge what you're going through and to talk about it. So if you do want to talk about it, let me know. I have time. And I'm up pretty late, so, you know, we can chat. The good thing about Tolkien, though, is that he has a quote for every occasion, and today I just want to end with what I think is a good one. Um, Kind of a message of hope, a reminder that you have to keep fighting on even when it's not easy. I almost didn't make this video today, but I started off at the beginning saying that I wanted to document my experience because I was a historian, and that means doing it when you don't want to do it. I didn't want to do it today, so here it is. This is from Aragorn. I actually know if this is in the book or if they wrote it for the movie, but I like it just the same. Sons of Gondor, of Rohan, my brothers, I see in your eyes the same fear that would take the heart of me. A day may come when the courage of men fails, and when we forsake our friends and break all bonds of fellowship. But it is not this day. An hour of wolves and shattered shields, when the age of men comes crashing down. But it is not this day. This day we fight. By all that you hold dear on this good earth, I bid you stand, men of the West. This quarantine's hard. I know a lot of people are facing this too, so it's not the end. Get through it. Don't be afraid to talk about it. Have a good night.